Hey, today I'm going to talk to you about my Healthy 2020 objective. The objective I decided to write about was obesity in children. This is something that I've been concerned with ever since my time at UNCG when I'm in the health department, and it's something that when I had the chance to talk about, it's something I decided to talk about. Obesity rates currently in the U.S. have almost tripled since 1970s when we first started mainly collecting data about it. And the United States obesity rate is almost doubles what is seen in other industrialized countries. Today, over 9 million children over the age of 6 are considered obese, and there's a 70% chance that they're going to carry that over into obesity, or into adulthood. These numbers are shocking, but what's shocking is what's going to come about the ways children perform or do physical activity, what they do in their spare time, and other aspects like that. The main objective that I want to talk about when it comes to obesity is the time that children spend doing physical activity. Children today do not do much physical activity. They instead spend time watching television. With physical activity, it has a direct relationship with a child having a healthy body weight, because when they do physical activity, they're able to burn off energy and thus sometimes reduce their appetite. But instead, children are deciding to watch television. And when they watch television, they're not just watching an hour or so. The typical child in the United States watches over 4 hours of TV every day, which does not include the time they spend playing video games or watching DVDs or time spent in front of a computer. With this TV time that a kid is exposed to, they are shown over 40,000 commercials each year, and 83% of those commercials are from fast food restaurants or soda companies like Monster or Coca-Cola or Pepsi, and also candy like M&Ms, such as the new M&M commercials that are very popular now. That's what kids are being exposed to. And what in turn this exposure does is kids usually are able to persuade their parents of what they want to get, which is why about 70% of the family's choices of beverages and food a child makes, because it's easier for parents to just go along with the child. Also, what is being seen is some things that are new, where they're learning about parents whenever they're pregnant with children. They have a direct correlation with whether or not their child is obese, or if their child is going to eventually be obese. When an overweight person is pregnant, it creates a state of increased insulin resistance, inflammation, and increased nutrient availability to the fetus, which results in increased somatic growth, particularly fetal adipose tissue in the late gestation. What this means is basically, if a mother is pregnant and they're overweight in their first trimester, their children, usually between the ages of 2 and 4, have close to a double chance than a person whose mother was not overweight as to being possibly obese when it comes later in life. And also there are studies being done and today about whether or not smoking has a correlation with an obese child. There's not much research been done to support that claim, but it's being hypothesized, and I think it has a correlation with it, but I'm interested to see what kind of research comes about that. So basically what I've talked about today is it all comes down to pretty much physical activity. If a child is sent from inside their house and their parent tells them just go outside and play, they're probably going to be more healthy and live a healthier lifestyle, because they're going to be getting that energy expenditure, and they're going to be causing their appetite to reduce, and thus it will keep them from possibly becoming obese. If parents are able to do that, and the school system starts to add a educational program for nutritional, it could help, because there are currently 95% of the children in the United States go to a public school or are in school. So even with homeschool children, the states could implement stuff into the homeschool programs, even if they don't go to public schools. But if they do that, we can make nutrition education part of the curriculum and eventually get the kids into understanding what they're putting into their body and just trying to make it more enjoyable, not something that they're forced to do, but something that they can choose to do. So pretty much if we just get our kids out and be active, we cannot see the obesity problem stated again in the Healthy People Initiative in 2030. Thank you. Have a great day.